Learning to chain is actually one of the first steps in crochet. This will be the basis of many blankets. First, you have to make a slip knot. So you wrap around your index finger, or however you know how to make a slip knot. This is just one way. I wrap it around my index finger, tuck the tail through, and slide my hook into the little center loop, and then pull onto the tail and the longer piece of yarn that is your working yarn. Tighten onto the hook to where it can move up and down but not completely solid. Again, wrap it around your index finger and tuck through and grab it with the hook and tighten. From here, you will begin your chain. Wrap it however you feel comfortable, such as how I'm doing it from the previous lesson. Now, I use my middle finger and thumb to hold onto the slip knot. I take my hook and wrap it around the working yarn and pull through the loop. I move my thumb and middle finger up and wrap and pull. The point of making the chain is to try to make them as even as possible, but when you're first starting out, some will be large, some will be small. The point is to continue practicing to make them as even as possible. Here, I'm trying to get 10 even chains. As you can see, if you make your loop large, your chain will be large, and that's not good. Try to keep them all even. You don't want them too tight because that will cause issues in pulling later on into a blanket. And it also makes it more difficult for your hook to get through later on when you're working against this chain, as you can start to crochet your first and second rows. If you don't have a perfect chain the first few times, don't worry. I actually took about 2 to 3 weeks to learn how to chain properly. So it does take a little time, but watching something in the evening and chaining a few pieces here and there does help. So if it doesn't look right to you, undo it and start again. Eventually you will have that perfect chain that you feel is what you need to start your blanket.